Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is going to be all about how to draft your corset pattern. So if you would like to see that, keep on watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, thumbs up this video, and let's get into it. This is my beginning of my cardboard, so it's going to be my starting point. I'm going to mark my bust measurement, my bust length, which is 10.5. Then I'm going to mark my under bust length, which is 14.5. Then my waist length is 16.5, and then the full length I am going to be using for this corset will be 23. This 23 will also include the sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead and measure this out again and then connect the lines. So now I'm going to label this as the bust length. This is the under bust length, and then this is the waist length, and then full length. So I'll go ahead and divide my shoulder measurement by 2. The shoulder measurement is 15 inches. Then I'm going to divide by 2, that's 7.5. So I'll come down here at the 7.5 points and I'll come down by 1 inch. Okay, so now I have done that, I'm going to mark my neck, and I'll go in for my neck. I'm going to go in by 3 inches, and then I'll come down for the depth by 4 inches. Okay, so I'll now use my ruler and connect this to this line, and then I'll use my curve ruler and connect the neck style. So the next thing I'm going to do is to divide my round armhole. My round armhole is 17, so I'm going to divide it by 2, giving 8.5. So I'll mark it here. I'll come and make sure that from here to here, which is our shoulder measurement, is 7. Like from here to here, where the point is at 7.5, which is our shoulder length. Okay, so I'll connect this together. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this line. Okay, so this line I've extended now is going to act as my chest line, which I can still refine if I want. I don't wish that if there is a need for it to do that. So now this is my chest line. So at this chest line, I'm going to measure out my round bust. The round bust is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. So I'm going to mark the 9.5 here. I'll also add sewing allowance, which is 1 inch at this point. So at this shoulder line now, I'll find the center of this shoulder line and divide it by 2, and then I'll mark that point. So at this point that I've marked it, I'm going to go in by 0.5, which is here. So I'm going to connect these 3 points, 1, 2, and our round bust divided by 4 plus 1 inch, that is our sewing allowance. I'll connect the 3 points together. So the next thing we're going to do is to divide our nipple to nipple or bust span by 2 and mark it from the center front across. Our bust span is, by the way, this is not my outfit, it's for a client. Our bust span is 8, which is divided by 2, 4 inches. So that's what I'm going to use and mark this out. The next thing I'm going to get is to get the difference between the bust and the under bust length. So what I have here is 4 inches. So I'm going to connect it, like dot it, okay, round to form like a circle. So guys, we got this line. You're going to start from your bust length this way and mark this 4 inches. Okay, you mark it 4 inches so you can get the circle. So guys, this is the circle. So at this waist length, I'm going to go in by 1 inch to create a dart. Okay, so at the full length here, I am going to come up. At the full length here, I'm going to come up by 2.5 inches. That's where I want my dart line to stop. I'll also repeat that 0.1 on the under bust length as well. So I'm going to join these lines together. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do now is to use my curve ruler to connect this together from my bust length to my under bust length. Okay, I'll do it on both sides. So I'll just extend this my dart line. So guys, I went ahead and connected this line together. So what I'm going to do next now is to, you see the darts that we used there, we use 1 inch. So I'm going to use the same 1 inch I used here as for my dart at the waist and the under bust length, and use it at this part as well. So I'm going to connect this place to this and this to this. So the next thing I'm going to do on my chest line, let me get what's here. What is here is 9 inches. Okay, so on my chest line I want to like go in. So okay, I'm going to go in on my chest line here by 050, this place. So I'll now use my curve ruler and connect from here to this line here, and whatever I get, that will be my new cup line. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to connect from here back to this our point here. Okay, this is me forming like the neckline of the outfit. Okay, so I'll mark it and connect it, so you can see that this is the line, the new line that we are following. So if you come to this side, for us not to have like a small cup, I'm going to like take this, let me say go out by 075. So from this 075 I am going to connect this back to the under bust length, and this is going to be our new cup we are going to be using. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to extend this to the chest line. Okay, so what I'm going to do next now is to connect, just like how we did from this part, I'm going to connect this down to this chest line to form our complete cup. Okay, so this is how my cup is going to look like. What I'm going to do now is to start adding my bust measurement. So my bust length, I'm going to do my bust length, which is 38 divided by 4, which is 9.5. I'm going to mark that 9.5, and then I'll add 1 inch for sewing allowance. And the round under bust, I am going to measure her round under bust, which is 31 divided by 4, which is 7.75. So I'm going to mark it here. Then this that line that is there, this that space, we're going to compensate for it. And what we're going to have is 2 inches. So I'm going to add the 2 inches here. Then I'll now go ahead and add my 1 inch sewing allowance. That is what I am going to have here. On the waist, my round waist is what, 30. So 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. I'll mark 7.5 here, add 2 inches for the dart, and then 1 inch for the sewing allowance. And then on the full length, I'm going to use her round hip. Her round hip is 43 inches. So I'm going to do divided by 4. 43 divided by 4, that should be 10.75. So I'm going to use 10.75 here, and then I'm going to add 1 inch sewing allowance, and then I'm going to connect everything together. So now I have this at this end here. I'll come up by 2 inches. I'll come up by 2 inches and then connect this down to the full length. But I'm not going to cut it out, I'll leave it like this, so we can use this and cut the back pattern. So now that we are done, the next thing we'll do is to name this. So we're going to have the center front one, this is the side front. Okay, so this is for the cup, that's for the cup. You have the cup center front, the cup side front. You indicate this to know that this is going this way. Your arrow, this is up, and then this is up. Okay, so we're also going to indicate this, but this is very easy to know, but there's no harm in always indicating what you are going to have. This is going to be our front yoke. So I am going to use this pattern just the way it is and cut the back. So guys, for the back pattern, I will just dot out these places, the lines, okay, so that I can connect them together. And then this is the full length, starting from the beginning here. So I'll go ahead and connect the lines together. You have the chest line, the bust line, the under bust line, the waist line, and then the full length. So at this point, I'm going to come and measure out my shoulder. My shoulder length is 15 divided by 2, 7.5, and then I'll mark it here. I'll come down by 1 inch, and then I'm also going to mark my back neckline, which is going to be 3, and then depth 1 inch. Remember that the front part, the depth was 4 inches, but for the back depth we are using 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this together, and I have connected it. I'm now going to join this together, connect this together. This is going to form our shoulder slope, and then from here I will use measure out my round armhole. My round armhole is 17 divided by 2 is 7.5, sorry, 8.5, which is here. So I'm going to confirm that this is 7.5 from inside here. Okay, then now I'm going to connect this together. This is me creating my armhole. So at this chest line, I'm going to divide my round bust divided by 4, which is 9.5. I'll add sewing allowance, which is 1 inch. I'll add it here. So I'm going to also find the center of this, okay? But for the front part, the back side now, I'm not going to go in by 050 here. You know, the front went in by 050. I'll not be going in by 050 here. So I'm going to connect these together, and this is going to give me my round armhole. So this dress is going to have boning, sorry, not boning, eyelets. You're going to use loops to like stitch it, like to string it. It's not going to have zip. That's what I'm trying to say for the upper part. So we are not going to be having any zip allowance at this our side center back. At the waistline, I'm going to go in by 1 inch. This is going to, I want the back to flatten very well, okay? So like it does not have any bulge. I'm going to connect it down to the full length, okay? And then from here, I'm going to connect it up to the bust length, okay? So as I have this now, I'll now go ahead and impute my measurement at my round, my bust length, sorry. So my bust length is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. I'll do 9.5. I'll add the 1 inch. My round under bust is 31 divided by 4 is 7.75. I'm going to write my 7.75 here. I'll add my sewing allowance, which is 1 inch here. You see, I started taking my measurement from here. You see, right? Let me confirm. 7.75. Yes, I started to take my measurement from this line that went in, not from the full part of it. So from here I have my 7.75. I now added my 1 inch as my sewing allowance, and at the waist length I'll do the same thing. My round waist is 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. I'll mark it here, and then I'll add my sewing allowance. I started taking my measurement from here. Then for the full length, I'm going to do the same. My full length, I'm going to use the round hip. My round hip is 43 divided by 4 is 10.75. I'll add my 1 inch sewing allowance here. So I'll go ahead and connect everything together. Remember that our front pattern here we went up by 2 inches, right? So I'm going to do the same for the back pattern. I'll go up by 2 inches, and then I'll connect this to this. I want to use the curve ruler. I'll connect this to back to here. So this is what you are going to have. So then I want to cut the tool for the back side. The tool for the back side, that's my yoke. Sorry, I want to cut the back yoke, I mean to say. So the back yoke, I'm going to make it like this, like I want it to go straight. So here is going to be your body that is showing, okay? So for this part, this is going to be our line for our corset. So I'm going to come down to, I won't stop at the chest length, I'll come down to the bust length. This is where I want my yoke to stop. So I'm going to connect from here, okay? This is where my yoke is going to be. I'll connect from here. You don't remember that this part is where it's going to join the front part, okay? So you don't want that place to shorten. So I'm going to come in, let's say by 1.5 inches. Let's say I'll come in by 1.5 inches this way, and then I'm going to connect this from here down to this place, okay? So this is going to be my back yoke, and then my eyelet is going to start from here. Let me put it so you can see, okay? So guys, at this point, this is going to be our front yoke. This line, that's what we're going to use. This is going to be our line. So let me mark out this thing so you can see that this part is going to be the line that we are going to be cutting, okay? So let's go ahead and cut this out. So for the front, let us start this way. I'll cut out the neck, then I'll cut out the shoulder slope, and I'll cut out this slope, this curl right here. So I'll enter this way, and then I'll go like this. Now we should remember that this is our new cup, our new breast cup, okay? So I'll follow this way. Remember that this is our line. So I'll go this way. So I'll come and tie this way. So I'll remove this back as well that is here. I'll remove this other dark line right here. So this is out, and then I'll also cut out this place. So this is our front yoke, okay? this is our front yoke. So this is now our core. The next thing I'm going to do, let me clean this out. Okay, so the next thing we'll do now is to cut out the individual cords, and then I'm going to remove this that space in between them. So this is the front pattern with the front yoke, and then this is the back pattern with the back yoke. You see the way it looks. So the next video is going to be on coupling it. So if you'd like to see that, please subscribe to my channel, thumbs up this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.